I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Undeveloped, and here I have a new movie review for you. Here we have Scream 6. Yeah, 6, one of the many movies coming out in March, and the busiest March in the history of movie marches.
One of the biggest movie months in general.
I know. When's the last time we've seen such a big movie showdown in March?
Yeah, there's literally movies coming out every week.
I know. Like John Wick's this month, Dungeons and Dragons this month, Shazam's this month. There's so much shit out. Creed was earlier this month, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, let's just get a quick one through what this movie actually is. You know, brief little synopsis. The four surviving characters from the last movie show up. Of course, these are just going to spoil pretty much any of the Scream movies because, you know, you can't really watch this movie without being spoiled for all of them. So, a little bit spoilers for those ahead. And this one, of course. But yeah, the four surviving new characters from Scream 5 all come back, not like Scream 6, where they've all moved to New York together, or just to be away from it all. Except that, of course, Ghostface shows up again, though this time with an interesting fake-out opening. Very weird. I'm not going to spoil that one for you. If you haven't seen the movie, then you should absolutely see that for yourself, because that is just too good to spoil. The protagonist from the last movie has kind of become like a social media pariah. Like, everyone's just blaming her for everything. They want to phrase it as if like, oh no, Richie was really a good guy. He wasn't really the killer. You just set him up. Which is ironically the villain plan from Scream 4. So they're pretending that actually happened in Scream 5, and so she just leads to her getting just harassed on the street. Everyone's after her, and now new ghost faces are showing up, and like now everyone's just fucking after her, like literally after her now. So she's in danger. Her sister's in danger. Of course, her sister played by Jenna Ortega, who became a megastar in between these movies, ironically. But yeah. But yeah, like this whole, it just really becomes a giant chase of just like, trying to like defend your family and shit. Like that's kind of what the theme of the movie is more about trying to find the right balance between being protective and letting someone actually have their space. That theme is like parroted between the two sisters like throughout the entire movie. That's very much what the movie is about. And of course the villain reveals at the end, they're pretty good. Not like the most surprising Scream reveals, but definitely not the most predictable either. One of them is, but but the other two are a little less predictable. And it leads to like a very good climax. That was the biggest weakness Scream 5 had, was the climax. And here it was done way better. I'm not going to spoil that climax for you. It's just really good. Though here on out, we will be spoiling it probably. We will be probably mentioning because this is a very good part of the movie. So here's your only warning.
Scream 6 was good. It was definitely good. Wasn't great, but I mean, what do you expect from like a franchise that's been going on forever? But part of what also saves the movie too is the whole meta aspect of it, because they're very self-aware of what they are and what it is. You know, they even made jokes about like killing off legacy characters. This way, nothing matters. They literally foreshadow the movie for you. They literally foreshadow what the movie is gonna be. You know what I mean? Which is what they did. They killed off legacy characters, or almost did, because it's kind of unclear. They killed off Courteney Cox's character, but she did get stabbed up. And of course, this movie follows tropes of slashers, dumbass fucking mains, that put themselves in harm's way when they easily could just, make smart decisions. It's very common in slasher movies. So you could attribute this to a fault in the movie, but is it really a fault when it's kind of also not just a horror, but also a parody of slash films? So they kind of just exhibiting those tropes, Yeah. So it's kind of a joke within a joke, and that's always been the charm. And I thought this was definitely exemplified in a very interesting, not interesting, but exemplified in a very, screamish kind of way. You know what I mean? And then this is a new setting. This is the first time you really do it in a major city. The first time the killer has been really linked to law enforcement, which actually ties in nicely to how the villain was this fucking cunning and this fucking connected and could evade police, you know what I mean? Like, because the police, because it is an officer tied to all these, you know what I mean, Scream people coming. And it was directly connected to Scream 5, which is because the father of the last killer, which is the main character from Boys, Jack Quaid. He his father, played by Dermot Mulroney, was like the culprit at this time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then inside this Halloween Ends kind of moment with the main character, I forgot her name, and between her and her father, Billy Loomis, like almost her getting seduced by the mask itself, and almost, you know what I mean, almost teasing like she could possibly become the killer, the good guy turned villain, which is kind of what they did in Halloween Ends. That's when Halloween Ends is interesting. So they copied and pasted it. It would kind of been like, I feel like I'm watching Halloween Ends again.
The thing is, that's kind of sort of like even the older slasher trope. Like the first slasher movie I seen that did that was Friday the 13th Part 4. The final chapter quote. Funny title aside. But they did try to do that with Corey Feldman's character in that movie. Though they didn't really go on with that, the sequels of that, which is kind of a shame. But here it's like both Halloween Ends and Scream 6 both actually wanted to like explore these more than just that. And I think they did a good job, especially Scream 6, because they did establish a little bit of this in Scream 5. It was just kind of in the background, really wasn't a focus, but here it was like kind of it was one of the central focuses of the main character's like personal character dilemma. Like actually like made it really interesting, especially since just like Halloween Ends had the aspect where it's like, it was like society was almost turning her into the monster they thought that should be.
Yeah.
But unlike what's his face in that movie, she actually was able to resist it.
Yeah, he got seduced by it because of I mean, he was cool until he got into that alley with Michael Myers, and some like look between them, kind of like weird exchange. All of a sudden, he just started really exhibiting those. It really brought out the Unleash the monster in him. Yeah. And him and Laurie Strode just harnessed that in different ways because she had direct contact with Michael Myers too. Mm-hmm. That's how she was able to recognize the stare. Not even the fact he killed me, just the look. It's like, yo, I see it. It's the same look I almost see myself. I guess whatever. But I like this psychological shit. That's new. That adds a more nuanced touch, more of a creative touch than the simplicity of this stab your ass. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're gonna run, and we get some nice gore factor, or just like scare factor, whatever else. You know what I mean? I have to more because I need more substance these days. I'm not a kid. I'm just give me more about this sheer murder, and you know what I mean? Like, yes, definitely. That means all about the kills and the interesting and entering those kills are portrayed in terms of like the cat and mouse thing, being caught, and you know what I mean. Like, definitely give me some good scare factors, but like overall, in the overall sense, I'll say that it's more important. You know what I mean? To also have an interesting story behind. Like, you don't have to have a bunch of characters I care about, but you definitely have to like draw me into it. You know. Mm-hmm. And I felt like this movies like this and Halloween Kills definitely done a good job. Scream 5 was actually pretty good. I enjoyed Scream 5 a lot, especially
until the third act.
This movie specifically was pretty much around the same in terms of quality, at least in the first 3 acts, of like very similar to Scream 5. Like they both had a very good. I don't know which was better. Maybe Scream 5 had a better first 3 acts, but not by much.
First 2 acts.
First 2 acts, yeah. Scream 5 had I don't know if it may have had a better first 2 acts, but I'll say they probably roughly around the same. Because I realized Scream 5 until the last act, and Scream 6 first 2 acts is pretty much almost on the same level as Scream 5's. But the third act of Scream 6 is so much better.
Yes.
That, you know what I mean, it pretty much trumps the Scream 5. Because not only is this act 1 and 2 almost on par with that of 5, it also has a much better third act, which is pretty much the secret sauce of what makes Scream work. It's a key ingredient. If you fuck up the third act, your whole movie goes to shit, and that was Scream 5.
Yeah.
And it's very good to the last act, and it just tarnished the movie in total.
Yeah. If anything else, that and also Glass Onion. That was another, because like these are all basically mystery movies.
Yeah, Glass Onion was fucking great. Glass Onion still was a little bit better, but Glass Onion was really good to that final act. And the final act almost didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? What? Like this pretty damn good movie for this kind of a subpar, weak ass fucking third act. It's like, come on, you gotta gotta go into a big finale. It's crucial because movies like that, like the whodunits and the slashers, you know, it's mystery in the most part. Anything involved with mystery, the third act means so much.
It does. It is the make or break of your movie.
Has to be worth the squeeze, and if it's not, then what's the point of fucking drinking this shit at all?
Exactly.
And I thought Scream 6 definitely delivered, so Scream 6 pretty much trumps Scream 5 for sure. It's probably easily one of the best from the it's easy one of the best of the franchise.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'll say 1 was iconic. I mean, I like 2 a lot. 3 was meh. 4 was good. 5 was good to the last act, and 6 was overall solid flick. So it could be a little better than Scream 4, but I'd really like the Scream 4's third act though, because I like the villain. That was a unique twist. Emma Watson was really Emma Roberts was a real bitch in that one. And she's great. 'Cause I've seen other things too, so you know I like her in general. But like, yeah, she really captured bitchdom. You know, in that one, it was deliciously evil. You know.
Speaking of Scream 4, fucking Hayden Panettiere is still alive somehow.
And basically got Dewey. Like, she got fucking shot up and stabbed up or whatever else. You think she's dead. Technically, her Jenna Ortega's love interest as well, because he got stabbed up again in this movie and still survived.
Honestly, I feel like that's one of the biggest failings of the movie. I feel like this movie does have some really good kills, but there are so many kills in this movie that aren't actually kills. They're
like Hayden Panettiere got fucking destroyed, like shot up twice.
Stabbed again in the same hole that she got stabbed in the fourth one.
And she's still kicking. What?
Yeah. Chad's still alive. Fucking Mindy gets stabbed and she's still alive.
Yeah, like only bit like this guy's got fucking. We not even sure if she's dead. Last time we heard that Courteney Cox had a pulse, so it was like,
it was also her.
So the main character, so all the main characters, basically exempt, but everyone else gets fucking slaughtered. Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was easy one of the big faults of the movie. So, I mean, I'm not giving this a perfect score. I'll probably give this movie like an 83.
Yeah, I've been thinking mid-80s, too. I think
mine's not really mid-80s. It's close to mid-80s. It's gaining on mid-80s.
Honestly, I think 84 might be my sweet spot. I think I'm very comfortable putting it at 84.
I said 83, 84, so yeah, I'll probably say 83.
Cool.
Either 84, but I'll say 83 because you said 84. But my initial guess was 83, 84. That was like that spot for me as well, so... I'll say 83. I think 83 is fine. I think 83 is good for this, which it is. It's a really good score. Especially for a movie like this. So
yeah, especially for a slasher movie.
Yeah,
very good score. Very good movie.
Yeah, I'll give this a watch, man.
Yeah,
it probably is. I'm pretty sure it's gonna probably make a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, with all fairness, while this is a very busy month for movies, it's not that busy for horror movies. Yeah. So if you're looking for a horror movie, this is a damn good option.
Yep. See you guys.
All right. Make sure to like and subscribe button, y'all. Peace out.
Are you all alone?
What's up? What's up?
What the? Who's that?
Yo, pick up the phone. What's up?
What's up?
Yo, Duque, pick up the phone.
Yo.
What's up?
What's up?